flyweight division. Once again, let's welcome to the blue corner. Entering the cage this evening, winner with 1 win and 1 defeat. Representing Team Lamiro from Belgium, Mahmoud Alsuliman. And this one this evening, fighting out of the red corner, representing Belgium from Belgium, Deni Arskhanov. Your reference on the lowering, 𝗙𝗛𝗚𝗛𝗣𝗑𝗦𝗛𝗑𝗏.
Well, the action continues here on Fight Star, the second bout of the night. Mahmoud Alsuliman taking on Deni Arskhanov. Arskhanov there in the red corner looking pumped for this one. Alsuliman in the blue corner. Both youngsters making their debut. Team Lamiro faces death row tonight. Dean, there's a lot of debutants here. We've seen them, and they're looking very, very well trained and prepared.
It's important as well to have them to have a platform on an international scale now to perform for the fans and to get that much needed experience as amateur athletes.
Well, if you're just joining us, we'd love to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. This contest is brought to you by Industry UK, a long-running company offering a range of comprehensive security services in the UK. You can check them out on industryuk.co.uk.
Oh, lovely left hand there from Arskhanov, and he swarms on him. Didn't establish the position before the ground and pound. Look at that suplex. Striking for good measure as well. He's got to get the hooks though and try and flatten him out.
We talked about the skill level, Dean, just as I was given the sponsor plug. We saw a suplex, belly to back, feet in the air. That's about as high a scoring as it gets in wrestling.
Up against the cage here. Suleiman's got to start thinking about digging those underhooks and circling his back off of that cage. He can't allow Arskhanov to get those double underhooks and facilitate those takedowns again, because we know he's got the power to lift him and slam him down to the canvas.
Well, the good old 5-point throw from Arskhanov. Now finds himself under some adversity here in the clinch. Double underhooks for Alsuliman.
Suleiman's got to try and walk those hips in. Could use the outside trip here. If he goes low, he's got to go to the single or the ankle pick. But we know Arskhanov has some excellent wrestling, so by default, he's going to have good takedown defense. At this point in time, using the whizzer, looking for the switch here.
Can't quite convert by tripping that leg out. Nice ankle pick, as you mentioned, Dean. Fighting for the whizzer with the left arm is Arskhanov.
Suleiman's got to try and drag Arskhanov away from that cage. That's going to facilitate the stand-up for Arskhanov. At this point in time, these little rabbit punches from Arskhanov just distracting techniques, but what he's got to do is get those legs underneath his body and walk himself up against that cage. Got to get control over that rear, that right leg. You see Suleiman clasping a hold of. Now on the flip side to that coin, Suleiman's got to drag Arskhanov away from that cage, pull the hips away, lace the legs as he's doing here, and get that back flat on the canvas as he does beautifully.
Well, top control here being secured. Arskhanov forced to play off his back. Guard nice and tight here. Nice to see him pummel on the inside and prevent too much damage, but Alsuliman, I think, had a wake-up call from that throw, Dean.
He definitely pulled the trigger, and he's doing a good job. He's giving away the underhook, though, back to his feet. Is Arskhanov. There's the separation. Oh, nice left hook there from Alsuliman. And you can see a bit of bravado at the end of the round there from Arskhanov.
Well, there's your first of 3 potential 3-minute rounds. It's amateur rules. Of course, this your second contest in a row at Flyweight, and here is how the action unfolded.
We saw the striking, the boxing pedigree. There's a leg kick that we saw Arskhanov open up with. There was a real short, close-range left hook. Turning back kick there to the body. There was the left hook that dropped him, swarmed him. And as you said, I think that just rung the bell and woke Alsuliman up, because after he regained his equilibrium, got back to his feet, he started to wrestle on the outside position. But look at this. Belly to back, beautiful suplex. You can see the wince on the face of Alsuliman as he hit the canvas. But this was him in the top position. Did a good job up against the cage, dragged it down to the canvas, utilized the ground and pound, even trying to pass the guard toward the ends of that exchange.
And displaying some grand amplitude on that throw. Outstanding work. I got to say, Arskhanov, 10-9.
Yeah, it's a good read, but as you alluded to, I love the way that Alsuliman pulled the trigger. He understood now he's in a fight. He's got to start to initiate his own game plan, and he got that takedown beautifully.
So here we go, 2 of a scheduled 3 rounds potentially. Of course, this our very first time abroad for Fight Star Championship. Thrilled to have your company here joining us for Fight Star 29. Arskhanov in the red corner, Alsuliman in the blue.
Suliman catches that leg beautifully. I like the way he's pushing in those right hands to close the distance. Now he can go high crotch here. He can kick that opposite side leg out, drops down for the double. He had success up against the cage with the takedown here. He's got to be quick and disallow those underhooks being funneled in there by Arskhanov. Switches to the single, drops down again to pick the ankle. Some audible body shots there for Arskhanov, but at best distraction techniques at this point in time. What he's going to start thinking about is stuffing that head, utilizing the underhooks, getting his back off of the cage. He's doing a good job of fighting the wrist. Now he's disengaging the ankle pick from Alsuliman by fighting that wrist in this way.
So a little bit of grip fighting here. Arskhanov again having to deal with that forward pressure of Alsuliman, digging his toes in. Been out of position, unable to get that takedown, but nonetheless, that's pressure, that's energy, that's cardio expenditure. Front headlock attack here potentially from Arskhanov. Can he get something?
Potential for a power guillotine, but largely he's going to start defending this takedown. These strikes are nice. These are a little bit more damaging now. Left hook's close range by Arskhanov, but Alsuliman doing a good job of reshooting. He backs out, fires in forward, gets the outside trip again. Nice revert, though, for the switch here from Arskhanov.
Nice switch. Arskhanov, his butt does hit the canvas, but it was lovely to see that exchange. What technique? We talked about it, Dean, during the opening. We talked about it as these 2 fighters met in the middle for the final instructions. The level of a debutant fighter and the skills and the techniques that we're seeing is just better every single time.
Yeah, it's impressive to see them chain together these attacks in the striking and the grappling realm, and particularly with the amateur athletes. This is the perfect proving ground. But oh, there's a lovely hip throw there from Arskhanov, and he commands side control immediately.
Arskhanov in a dominant position, looking to gain himself a crucifix. Couldn't get it. Alsuliman digs in. The energy, the back-to-back exchange, the you go, I go of the flyweights is always something to enjoy.
Alsuliman off the back here. Has a couple of options, maybe a sweep. Kimura attacks. Might run out of time, though. It's a little bit ground and pound there. Big hammer fists from Arskhanov in that top position.
And there you have it. 6 minutes are history between this pair. How do you look at that round, Dino? Talk me through it.
Well, it's interesting to see Alsuliman. He's more aggressive on the outside position. He was commanding the takedown. He's threatening the submission. There was some close-range shots. This was the deciding takedown, the hip throw there. Alsuliman landed in that side control position. I mean, if you look at it from the beginning, Alsuliman controlling, threatening from the outside position, but then an actual definitive, successful takedown towards the end from Alsuliman.
And what a thrilling fight this has turned out to be between this pair. Incredible. Plenty to look forward here tonight. We talked about it earlier. We'll mention it again. Stick with us, folks. The main card looking very, very tasty indeed with some great professional action. Title fights, of course, including a featherweight non-title fight that was booked to be a title. More on that later. A little bit of a swapperoo between Fight 11 and Fight 14. Well, potentially drama in the air here as we head to the third and final round. 3 minutes again on the clock between Alsuliman and Arskhanov. Dean, your thoughts on the strategy here?
It's got to be first. That second round could have gone either way. So this round is where I believe that they have to start to make a stamp. And you can see that as the pressure from Arskhanov He's commanding center cage. He's driving forward with these punches, putting some more vicious intent on these punches as well. He's controlling the fight thus far. And on the flip side to that, Suleiman's got to try and time those power shots, change levels, secure a leg, get the takedown, even if he drives him up against the cage.
Overhand right. Trying to maybe tap the knee from Alsuliman. Can't get it. Again, he just continually ends up in these positions where up against the fence, it has been a struggle.
Suleiman looking for the outside trip again. He's got to chain these wrestling attacks, the takedowns, together if he wants to receive one. From now, he could drop down and pick the ankle, switch to the double. I mean, the takedown defense from Arskhanov so far being good. Oh, this is good. He's exposed the back. I like to see him utilize strikes here to try and mat return and then get those hooks. Knee to the body there. Got to be careful about going upstairs to the head. Referee taking a close look.
So making sure to stay on the right side of the rules here is Alsuliman, who is bullying his way through this third round. The scorecards might have been close in the second. I have a feeling Arskhanov definitively took that first. And this could be for all the marbles.
Arskhanov's got to try and separate here and circle. He needs the underhooks. He's either got to get the underhooks or stuff in the head. It's going to be key aspects from him getting to this outside position, because the way this looks here now, we see the threat of Alsuliman. He's controlling Arskhanov up against the cage. Now, this is better. It's a Kimura trap potential here. You can use this to get to the outside position. You can use it to sweep. You can use it to submit also.
Tight pressure here continues from Alsuliman. Arskhanov just keeping his base up against the fence. It has been stalemate here for the third round, much of it. Of course, while you're watching, be sure to join us in the conversation. Let us know what you think of this one. It's a close fight. You can catch us on Instagram, on Fight Star Championship, Facebook. Join the conversation. Check out the fights on YouTube.
Lots of pressure from the outside position here from Alsuliman. Arskhanov again switches to the Kimura trap. He had success with stuff in the head, just didn't stay on it long enough. There's an outside trip attempt there from Alsuliman. You can see a rush to try and finish this takedown from Alsuliman here. 9 seconds of the round.
And there you have it. Arskhanov jumps to the fence as if to say, yes, I know this was mine. Not a lot between him in that third round. Dean, how do you have it, man?
It's an interesting one. It's hard to commentate and score the fight, but what stood out for me really was the first round, like you said, Arskhanov. Second round could have gone either way. And that third round, for me, it stood out that Alsuliman was on the outside position threatening, and we saw Arskhanov defending consistently, but it'd be a difficult one to score.
Well, both fighters were making their debut here tonight. We knew it would be close. We knew they had skills. Which way will it go? Quick shout out, of course, Fight Star Championship 30. That's August 3rd. It's in London. Be sure to check out the o2.co.uk, for tickets and more information. What a barn burner it'll be. But what a barn burner this was between Mahmoud Alsuliman and Deni Arskhanov. Well, the scorecards are being tallied up. We'll wait for them to come in. Your MC, Lee Thompson, will get us this one official here in Belgium.